Listen, I need to tell someone about this before it's too late. 3 weeks ago, I bought something online that I thought would change my life. And it did. Just not in the way I expected. The listing said it was the only one in the world. A real diamond eye. Not a sculpture, not a paperweight. An actual human eye. Perfectly preserved, with a diamond somehow fused into the iris. The seller's account disappeared the moment my payment went through. And now I see things. Things I was never meant to see. But that's not even the worst part. My name is Alex, and I'm what you'd call a collector of weird things. Unusual artifacts, strange antiques, objects with stories attached to them. My apartment looks like a museum of the bizarre. Shrunken heads from Ecuador, Victorian mourning jewelry made from human hair. A clock that's supposed to stop when someone in the room is about to die. Morbid, maybe, but I've never believed in curses. I've never believed in anything I couldn't explain. Until the diamond eye. It started with a Reddit post in an obscure collector's forum. Someone mentioned an estate sale in upstate New York where the strangest items were being sold from a deceased optometrist's private collection. But this wasn't just any optometrist. Dr. Herman Voss had apparently spent 40 years collecting glass eyes from around the world. Thousands of them. Every color, every era, every possible variation. But according to the post, there was one eye that wasn't glass. I drove 6 hours to that estate sale. The house was exactly what you'd imagine. A crumbling Victorian mansion surrounded by dead trees, paint peeling off in sheets. Only 5 other people showed up. We barely made eye contact with each other, all of us drawn there by our own dark curiosities. Inside, the house was a nightmare. Every room was filled with display cases containing hundreds of glass eyes, all staring at nothing. The realtor handling the sale looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. She kept glancing over her shoulder, checking the corners of rooms. "Take whatever you want," she said. "Make an offer. I just need this place empty." I spent 2 hours searching through Dr. Voss's collection. In his study, I found his journal. The last entry was dated 3 days before he died. His handwriting was shaky, barely readable. It sees through me now. I thought I could control it, study it, understand it. I was wrong. The diamond eye doesn't just see, it shows. And once you've seen, you can't unsee. They know I have it. They've always known. I hear them in the walls now, scratching, waiting. If you're reading this, don't look for it. Let it stay buried with everything else I've... The entry ended there, just stopped mid-sentence. I found the diamond eye in the basement, in a lead-lined box sealed with wax. There was a warning etched into the lid. Observare sed non videre, Latin for to observe but not be seen. The moment I opened that box, the temperature in the basement dropped 20 degrees. I could see my breath, but I couldn't look away from what was inside. The eye was beautiful, terrifying and beautiful. It was perfectly preserved in some kind of clear resin, about the size of a golf ball. The sclera was still white, pristine, but the iris contained a flawless blue diamond, somehow grown into the tissue itself, like a gemstone flower blooming in flesh. It caught the light in ways that seemed impossible, refracting colors that don't exist in normal spectrum. And it was looking at me. I know how that sounds. It was in a box. It wasn't pointed in any direction, but I felt it looking at me, seeing me. Knowing me. I bought it for $300. The realtor practically threw it at me. "Thank God," she whispered. "Take it far from here." The first 3 days after bringing it home were normal. I kept the eye in its lead box, displayed on my shelf with my other curiosities. I researched everything I could find about Dr. Voss. Turns out he'd been a brilliant surgeon in the 1970s, pioneering experimental transplant procedures. But his medical license was revoked in 1982, after a patient died during an unauthorized procedure. The details were sealed by the court. On the 4th night, I made a mistake. I took the eye out of its lead box to photograph it for my collection catalog. The moment I lifted it from the box, holding it up to the light, something changed in my apartment. The shadows got darker, thicker, like they had substance. And I saw someone standing in the corner of my room, a woman, translucent, flickering like a bad television signal. She was wearing a hospital gown from decades ago, and where her left eye should have been, there was just an empty socket. She pointed at the diamond eye in my hand. Then she pointed at her empty socket. She opened her mouth to scream, but no sound came out. Then she vanished. I didn't sleep that night. I researched obsessively, digging through digitized newspaper archives, medical journals, anything that might explain what I was holding. I found her, the woman in my room. Her name was Catherine Morrison. In 1981, she volunteered for one of Dr. Voss's experimental procedures. He claimed he could transplant a synthesized diamond directly into the human eye, creating a living lens that could see beyond normal human vision, see beyond the visible spectrum, see into other wavelengths, other frequencies, other realities. Catherine was the only person who survived the procedure. For 3 months, she claimed she could see things, dead people, shadow creatures, entities that existed just outside normal perception. She said they could see her too, now that she could see them. She said they were getting closer. She disappeared from the hospital in January 1982. Her body was never found. Dr. Voss's medical license was revoked 3 weeks later. Since that first night, I've seen dozens of them. The woman in the hospital gown appears most often, always pointing at the eye, always silently screaming. But there are others now. Shadow figures that stand in doorways, things with too many limbs that crawl across my ceiling, faces that press against my windows from the outside, even though I live on the 7th floor. They're not ghosts. They're something else. Something that exists in a frequency we're not supposed to perceive. And the diamond eye is like a key. It opened a door between their world and ours, and now that door won't close. I've tried everything. I put the eye back in its lead box. Doesn't work anymore. I've tried burying it, throwing it in the river, mailing it away. Every time it reappears on my shelf by morning. It doesn't want to leave, or maybe they won't let it leave. 2 nights ago, I found new writing in Dr. Voss's journal, on pages that were blank before. The handwriting wasn't his. Thank you for bringing me home. We've been so alone in the dark. Now that you can see us, we can finally see you too. And soon you'll join us. The eye always finds another host. Catherine saw. Herman saw. Now you see. And when you've seen enough, when your mind finally breaks from witnessing what humans were never meant to witness, the eye will need someone new. Last night, I looked in the mirror and saw something that made my blood turn to ice. My left eye, the color is changing. There's a tiny fleck of blue in the iris that wasn't there before. It catches the light strangely, refracting colors that shouldn't exist. The diamond is growing. In me. I'm running out of time. I'm posting this as a warning. If you ever see the diamond eye for sale, at an estate sale, online, in an antique shop, don't buy it. Don't even look at it too long. It's not just an artifact. It's a window. And once you look through it, something on the other side looks back. I can hear them in my walls now, scratching, getting closer. Catherine is standing in the corner of my room as I record this, but she's not alone anymore. They're all here now, waiting. And soon, I'll be there with them, watching the next person who thinks they found something unique, something rare, something that was never meant to be found.